Hello everybody, so I'm sorry I've been off for a little while and not made videos. I've been ill and things, but let's get down to reviewing a movie today. Today I'm reviewing Focus, which is directed and written by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa. This stars Margot Robbie and Will Smith. Margot Robbie plays Jess and Will Smith plays Nicky. So this is the story of a con artist. He cons, yes, many people. And then Jess wants to get in on that and wants Nicky to teach her the ways of conning. And then they both become con artists and they pull off this big con, and then something happens, and then they meet a few years later, and then they've got to do this other big thing, but Jess is getting in the way, and that's the story. I haven't ruined anything there. That is all the stuff that's been in trailers and all the story that's online. Even the IMDb thing is that. Now, Focus is a movie that I thought was maybe going to be Will Smith's good return. I honestly thought, yep, Will Smith, hopefully he's going to do a good film here and bring something back. Now, he hasn't really made many good films over the past few years. They've been very horrible and like a big mixed bag, the movies have been. Some of them have been alright, some of them have just been truly horrible to watch. Focus is a movie where Will Smith really takes on this character, Nicky, as the con artist and makes it interesting, and it's good throughout, and there is very good moments from him. Margot Robbie is good as well, and this is a movie as a crime drama movie. It works as this con artist movie, and there's this whole con artist thing going on, and you see all these cons happening. How many times do I want to say con in this? But you see those happening, and it's things that are exciting and work, and I wasn't bored by this. I wasn't bored at any moments of that because they make it in ways that are interesting to watch. And then we got the ending. Now, a lot of this movie is that it has its comedy parts. Now, the guy that is playing the comedy part, let me just remember his name, is Adrian Martinez. He plays Farhad in this. He is one of the con artists as well, and he's the comedy of the movie. He's a big guy, and they make all jokes about that and stuff, and he's one of Will Smith's, got Nicky's best friend, and he's helping out and everything. They do the cons together, and he brings the comedy to the movie, and Will Smith has his comedy. But then the movie just, it tries to have this seriousness about this massive thing happening, and how the cons worked, and does all this montage stuff, and it's working, and it's being interesting, and then it just goes and shits all over itself. Now, the directors have done comedies before. The first movie they did was I Love You, Philip Morris, which I haven't seen, but I've heard some good things about it. And they did Crazy Stupid Love, which is a movie that was a big surprise to me, that I did enjoy and thought it was very funny. But Focus is a movie that is very serious with its moments. It has a serious story about the con artist, a serious story about Nicky, about how he likes to gamble and stuff, and how he works with the con, and this love story that's inside there as well, and some things. But in the end, we just get a horrible, poorly written, rushed, and underwhelming ending, which opens up many plot holes to the rest of the movie, and the ending just shits completely over it. It feels like the writers were like, okay, we've got this good con artist story here, we've got these interesting moments going on, and then we're just going to write a really poor ending, which doesn't make any sense and just makes so many parts of the movie not make sense. Focus is a movie that had so much potential with its story, and then it goes and fucks it all up. Just fucked it all up at the end. I'm pissed off by that. Like, so much potential, and then the writers just fucked it. This could have been a strong con artist movie. It could have worked with everything, and they could have done a brilliant ending for this, but what we get is just a mediocre movie in the end that doesn't really completely know what it wanted to do with its ending. Like, I was like, okay, how are they gonna end this? And then they just end it, and I was like, that's really bad. The chemistry between Will Smith and Margot Robbie is good. That is good. Is it Margot? It's Margot Robbie, isn't it? It's not Margot Robbie. It's Margot Robbie. And the chemistry between them is good, and it works, and Will Smith does some funny moments, and it's one of the better movies that he's made in many years, but just the ending is just so horrible, and I was like sat there and I was like, Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Focus is a movie that you don't need to rush out and go and see when it comes out. 27th February in the UK and the US, you don't need to rush out and go and see it. It's got its good con story at the beginning, and then it messes it all up at the end, and I'm annoyed by this. Focus gets... It had such a high rating before, and then it just messed it all up. It gets a 5 out of 10 from me. Just messed it all up, like, completely. I was like, this is good, this is working, and then the ending just cancelled everything out. Don't bother with Focus, seriously. Like, if you want to see Will Smith in a better role, then, yep, go and see this. But it's a shame that this had all the potential and then just was really, really horrible. So that's my review of Focus. If you've seen Focus, say in the comments below if you enjoyed it. Watched your favourite Will Smith movie that he's done over the years. I'm not completely sure what mine is. Men in Black 3 was actually the movie that I liked from him. Men in Black 3 was actually good. It was actually better than 2 and worked in the trilogy. So yeah, that's the best movie that I've watched him in many, many years. But yeah, say in the comments down below if you're excited for Focus. And yeah, that's all from me today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.